Hey guys, Sneaky Snake here, Brothers in Arms, World of Warships, and in today's video, we're going to feature another replay from TheSailingRobin. He's playing in the Bayard, the Tier 8 Premium French Light Cruiser, and he's playing by himself, and it's some domination here on the map, Land of Fire. So, we've featured Robin, I believe, 4 times now on our channel. Every time we do, you guys enjoy it, and every time he sends us a replay, it's always a monster result. So this is certainly going to be nothing different. Now, of course, one of the new ship lines just released in World of Warships are the French destroyers, but the Bayard is also a premium that has not been in the game for very long. So we figured that this would be a great replay to showcase because we do not have any Bayard gameplay on the channel, and what better player to showcase it than our good buddy, TheSailingRobin. Now, just to give a kind of skinny about this vessel, 16.4 kilometer range, you get 12 guns, so it has the same kind of firepower as a Chapaya over a Cleveland, 7.5 second reload, so it does have some pretty good DPM, and of course with IFHE you are able to pen a lot of stuff with that 32 plus millimeters worth of it. It only has 34,700 hit points, so it is a little on the low side in terms of HP, but of course this thing is very, very quick. You can see that Robin is going over 42 knots with the speed boost activated, and I'm sure that he has the Sierra mic flags going as well. The concealment is also fantastic, 9.6 kilometers with a full stealth build. It just seems like everything keeps getting better and better, doesn't it? The ship also has decent maneuverability, at least in terms of its rudder shift, 9.3 seconds unupgraded, and 730 meters for its turning circle. But this thing also has the French flavor with the reload booster for the main battery guns. So this thing can put out some very scary damage in a short amount of time. So basically, this ship kind of has a little bit of a cross between Soviet light cruisers with the 152s and American. You get the arcs, you get the reload, you get the penetration with IFHE, you know, you're really quick, which obviously that's the French flavor, and it's just a really fun ship to play. French cruisers in general are kind of damage farmers. You stay at medium to long range and lay down with the HE. Ships like the Charles Martel, the Saint Louis, and the Henry IV come to mind. However, with the Bayard, since you do have the shell arcs, you can be a little bit more aggressive and put yourself in positions to utilize stealth firing, and Robin is going to deal with this enemy team on this flank at the start of the game almost exclusively by using island cover. And lastly, I did forget to mention, you do have torpedoes. You get 2 triple launchers on both port and starboard side. It's the pretty standard 9 kilometer 60 knot torpedoes. They don't deal too much damage, but it is nice for self-defense purposes. Now, Robin is going to a very aggressive position. He's going all the way to the Echo 10 grid square. You can kind of see that, I guess, upside down T-shaped island that he's going towards. He's going to be able to get into this nice position to get fire on the enemy ships that are pushing in towards the decap. Now you see that there was an Ibuki that was last detected in Gulf 10. So he does have to be a little careful about that guy potentially coming around the corner, but if it's between a Bayard and an Ibuki in a point-blank range fight, I would definitely give the advantage to the French cruiser. So he's in a very comfortable spot, and of course he is able to stealth fire because the island is plenty large enough to be able to shield him from line of sight. And you can see, of course, with the IFHE that's raining in, well, that last salvo was almost 4,000 damage on the Izumo with a fire that was set, and with the fire burning on the Japanese battleship, he's going to switch here to the North Carolina. And I cannot stress enough, I mean, just look at that, 5,000 damage, 7 penetrating hits. To be fair, these hits are on ships that have not really lost their hit points, but you just do so much damage if you manage to landing the shells in the places that you need to. And of course, the bow, the stern, above the belt armor, and the superstructure are the places that you're going to be able to get very large damaging shots in with. So there's no reason for him to move from this location. In the blink of an eye, he's already picked up 30,000 damage, which is pretty crazy. And it appears that the North Cal did use his damage control. So we're going to get to see the reload booster in action. You can see that it takes the reload down from 7.5 to about 3.8 before Adrenaline Rush kicks in. So you can get off a lot of salvos in this duration. The reload booster is able to give you about 5 salvos, give or take, before you go back to the regular reload, and he did manage to get a double fire on the North Carolina. So that guy is going to be burning for quite some time, and it's just a matter at this point of somebody on his team being able to give him vision. Now, of course, Obviously, he is relying on his team to be able to do that, but there is the Kitakaze who just managed to take care of the enemy Asasio, who has a wonderful name. Honey, I Sunk the Kids. That is one of the best names that I've ever seen. Definitely a great film. But you can see the Kitakaze is providing the spotting necessary, and this is really where the Bayard excels. Now, that guy isn't in his division. He's playing solo, of course, but the Bayard is definitely a ship that really benefits from playing in a div with a destroyer that is able to provide smoke for you, because you could just completely obliterate the enemy team as long as you're able to keep all of your guns firing. Now, he's going to drop his torpedoes preemptively on the starboard side at the enemy Ibuki. You can see that that guy, last reported, was moving to the north on the F9 grid square, so he decides to send his torpedoes a little preemptively. I don't mind the decision. You do have a relatively quick reload with the torpedoes, but if that Ibuki does come around the headland here, nose on, it is going to present a problem for Robin, because he won't have that armament to be able to bail him out. Now, he does get briefly detected by the Izumo's scouting aircraft, which is a little unfortunate, because now the Ibuki knows exactly where he's at. So you can see here the guy is coming around the corner, 4.2 kilometers. Robin's secondaries do start to go to town. He did load AP just in case the Ibuki came around the corner too broadside, but you can see that he is indeed angled enough that most of these shells are going to ricochet off the belt. So now he's kind of in a compromised position. He doesn't have the best gun angles over the stern, but he's going to risk it here with having all of his firepower to bear for the very first salvo. And the Ibuki, man, that guy had such an advantage. Obviously, he didn't know that Robin used his torpedoes, but he takes 23,000 damage with 6 citadels on the first salvo, and then 3 citadels and the killing blow on the second one with just the rear turrets. So that Ibuki could have really played that a lot better, coming around the corner nose on and chasing Robin around this corner into the guns of the Izumo. But, well, it didn't happen, so there's nothing you can really do. And of course, good players are going to take advantage of the enemy playing dumb every single time. So Robin was certainly able to do that, and you can see that the speed boost is coming in handy. He made the excellent decision to speed boost himself into the island and then back up and have enough time to get out of dodge. Unfortunately, the extremely stupid torpedo RNG bites him right here, and one of the torps manages to hit one of the hit boxes on the islands, but he still has 2 fish in the water, and even at 22,000 hit points, that should be enough to get the kill. The Izumo is driving straight and true, and his torpedoes slam home as he picks up his second frag of the game as he climbs to 130,000 points of damage. If the game ended right now, this would be a great result. But like I alluded to earlier, we're not here to watch good games from Robin. We're here to watch some insane gameplay. So he's got a lot more work to do. His team is actually losing the game. They've lost 5 ships, while the enemy team has only lost 4, and they're down about 100 points as each team has 2 caps. You can see that his friendly forces are trying to run away from their home cap, the B capture point, and they do have control of D. Of course, the enemy team has control of A and C, and it looks like they're going to be pushing up towards that northern home cap of theirs. So Robin is definitely going to start shadowing his way over there at the very least. The majority of his team that is over here does have a decent amount of hit points to play with. So this game is far from over. There's still 11 minutes and 40 seconds left in this battle. So there's going to be plenty of time for Robin and friends to try to deal with this enemy push. But you can see that there are a lot of heavy surface units coming towards that B cap. There's the Iowa, there's the Musashi, there's a Monarch that hasn't been detected, and then of course the accompanying cruisers and destroyers. So that's definitely going to be where the battle will be won and lost. Just looking at the minimap, there's only this North Carolina running away back towards the C cap down on this flank, and he's going to die. It's just a question of who is going to get the kill, whether it's Robin or the Kitakaze or somebody else. So obviously he's going to have to get back towards the B cap. That is going to be the center of gravity for the mid to late stage of this game. So he's taking advantage right now of the pretty decent range that the Bayard has, just getting some pot shots at the North Carolina. Obviously, he has his binocular view up, so if that guy does decide to target him, he can immediately start to turn in, and that's exactly what happens as the North Cal tries to punt a salvo down at him. But the pretty good maneuverability, and Robin, you know, paying attention like everybody should, results in him taking no damage. The American battleship is taken care of, and now with all the threats neutralized here on the southern, southeast portion of the map, he's going to head back to the B zone. So far you've seen pretty typical Robin gameplay. He loves getting behind his islands and being able to punish people who are unable to get detected. And also what the Bayard is good for, just that rapid HE, DPM, good speed, being able to get to positions very quickly, and just kind of playing the French way. I mean, Robin is French too, so that kind of helps, but sorry, I couldn't help myself. I was thinking, Joe, do not make a French joke about Robin. Just leave it on the table, but sorry, dude, I couldn't help myself. But anyway, he's going to get back towards the B cap here. And then we're going to get into basically what accounts for the second stage of this replay, because this is just a whole bunch of downtime and, you know, me trying to fill that void without saying anything dumb, but that's okay. So it's 6:14 to 5:33. His team is going to capture the C capture point. The Kitakazi will take that for the solo base cap for his team. So they're going to be in a very good position now. And you can see that the Sims did manage to get out of dodge. Now he is being chased by the Z-46. So of course that German destroyer is going to be able to outspot that guy by, I believe, 600 or 700 meters, which is going to make it difficult for the Sims to try and get a lot of vision on the B cap. But he is far enough away right now. At least now he's getting engaged. He was far enough away to not be detected by the German destroyer, but unfortunately he does run into him, and it's not going to end well for him. So things are looking a little worse right now. You can see that the Z-46 is trading with the American destroyer very good, but Robin has an excellent position set up to get some shots here on the enemy Iowa. And once again, as is the theme with this replay, he is able to shoot from stealth as the Z-46 detonates the Sims, because why not? But that's okay. Robin is completely undetected. I believe the ships that are moving west on the F line are being able to keep the spots on these battleships that are pushing in. So there's no reason for Robin to move from this location. The Z-46 is still, or was, out of line of sight just until now. But there's really nobody that has a good shot at Robin, and he can easily move forward. He does have a speed boost activated, so he can easily get out of dodge when he needs to. And you can just see the rain of fire that's coming down on the ships that are starting to move towards his location. He gets the kill on the Iowa to pick up his third frag of the game. And, yeah, I mean, this is just, it's so terrifying to deal with. And it doesn't just have to be a Bayard, but this ship is very well suited to doing this. The Cleveland, like I mentioned earlier, even Soviet cruisers, they do have the rail guns, but you can still take advantage of the massive DPM that they have. And Robin is actually going to do something that I really like here. He's backing up to try to get line of sight here on the second island that's just off to his starboard hind quarter, and hopefully he will be able to get undetected here, and that's exactly what happens. So he was able to shift his position going in reverse briefly anyway and get out of line of sight. Now I'm imagining that the Monarch is probably the one that's spotting him. He was last detected right at the corner of the B cap, and that's exactly who was detecting him. So that's okay. He's got cover from both of the battleships. I doubt the Monarch is going to be able to lob shells over his location. He also is able to use his entire firepower, and that is something that is so important with your cruisers. It's very unfortunate when I'm playing and I see cruiser players in good positions not taking advantage of all of their firepower. You need to be able to do that, especially with the light cruisers, because you need IFHE to be able to deal that raw damage. So whenever you are able to use your guns, you need to be able to use all of them. And Robin is able to do that. That Z-46, you can see that smoke screen that's coming off relatively close to his location. He does have to be a little conscious about where that Z-46 is, but he is out of the guy's hydroacoustic range, at least briefly. He does get hard detected right here. I think the destroyer might be coming around the side outside of his assured detection, but Robin does pick up the high caliber, as right now he's still not really in any grave danger. The Monarch is able to get a shot on him if he wants to, but he has to deal with all the stuff that's out in front of him, so there's no reason for him to move from this location right now. He's still getting good shots at the Musashi. Excellent stuff going on, and it looks like he's going to burn down the Monarch as he picks up his fourth frag of the game, and he now goes undetected yet again. So that Z-46 declined to come around and try to get him spotted. And this farm fest that's going on is just absolutely beautiful. I mean, one by one, these battleships have been slowly whittled away, with the large majority of the damage dealt by Robin himself, and this is just absolutely textbook. Excuse me. And His team still has the lead. It's 5-4 in terms of ships that are left on the board. Charles Martel's at 10 kilometers. The Musashi is still burning down. Robin is about ready to crack the 200k barrier as he picks up Confederate as well. So this is all awesome stuff. Just utilizing this DPM, it might be a little boring to some, but good cruiser players are able to do this consistently, and Robin is certainly taking advantage of this. And again, if the Musashi wants to try to shoot at him, that island that's just off to his starboard side is definitely too tall for that Japanese battleship to be able to lop shells over. He gets the coup de grace fire, so that Musashi is screwed, even though he is using one of his heals. He's not going to be able to get all of his hit points back in time, and that fire will tick out and will take care of the Japanese battleship as he picks up the Kraken Unleashed for his 5th frag of the game, and now he has a full broadside Charles Martel ready to potentially get pounded, but he decides to switch his guns back over towards the Z-46, who is... I don't really know what this is all about. It looks like he's trying to speed up, I guess. Robin's got the armor piercing loaded. Obviously, he was intending to shoot it at the Charles Martel, so he's going to get the high explosive back loaded and ready to go, and that German destroyer is going to be in a world of pain. There are some torpedoes coming in at Robin. He is going to be able to back up and only eat one, though, so it's not going to be anything catastrophic. He switches back to the high explosive. He does have another reload booster, and this is the perfect time to use it. You can see how quickly he switched back to the armor piercing shot. The shells are going in at the stern of the Charles Martel. Unfortunately, he didn't aim far enough forward. Hopefully he's going to be able to get the frag here. No, the Kitakaze does manage to get it, but he still has his guns loaded and ready to go. So with the rear turrets, he has armor piercing loaded yet again. The shells fall in on the target. The Z-46 beaches himself against the side of the island, and nope, the torpedoes are going to get him as Robin manages to secure another frag, and that ends the game. Alrighty guys, taking a look at the post-battle results, 793,000 credits received, 11,500 total experience earned. I'd imagine this was his first win of the day. He only picked up high caliber, Kraken Unleashed, and Confederate. Usually we're more used to seeing like 5, 6, 7 medals out of this guy, dealing 220,000 points of damage off of 372 shell hits and 3 torpedoes. He sank half of the enemy team with 10 fires and 9 citadels. And yeah, was just kicking some major ass. Taking a look at the team score, 2,742 base XP. I myself felt that this was closer to 3K, if not a little above it, but he was certainly able to have a very large influence over the course of the game, and him and the Kitakaze were really able to have some nice synergy over there on that C-cap side, or decap. So it was nice to see, you know, they're not in the division, but they're just putting themselves in good positions to be able to deal with the enemy team. And things turned out very well for Robin. Taking a look at the detailed report, 149,000 damage dealt with the main battery, and another 48,000 damage dealt with the fires that he set, 22k with the torps. He got all out of the various armaments that this ship possesses. He also managed to move around the battle space pretty good. 51 kilometers traveled, a little on the low side, but it didn't really matter. He was in the good positions that he needed to be, and this was basically a masterclass in how to utilize island cover to deal damage and help your team to victory. So, Robin, thanks again, man. I really appreciate all of the work that you do, and I really appreciate all of the replays that you send us. We love featuring you on the channel. We definitely want to keep featuring more replays, so when you have more results, keep sending them in. And it's always a pleasure, so thank you very much, sir. And with that being said, this is Sneck for BIA World of Warships signing off. Guys and gals, as always, have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll check you next time.